Good morning, everyone. It is March 30th and it is 60 degrees out and sunny, so I am going to be taking advantage of that today. I am in my car and I am headed over to the Wapak and BB Trail Loop. It's about a mile and a half, I believe. It's more of a walk than a hike, but I'm still going to take advantage of it. There's most likely going to be some snow on the ground, but we'll see how it is. But yeah, it's just a beautiful day, so follow along. Alright guys, I just pulled up to Temple Mountain State Reservation. There are a few cars here, not too busy though. And I have a few facts about the trail system that this loop is a part of. So I will, like I said, get started and tell you about it while I'm walking. Alright, I think this is a perfect spot to start some of the fun facts. So this trail was made in 1923, and this used to be a bustling ski area. So behind me here is one of the old ski runs. So I can assume that goes pretty much straight to the top of the mountain here. But we're going to be passing a few of those throughout the day. Seems some people hike up it. It's not technically the trail, but still open to this day. Just some potential big bums over there. Okay. Gonna keep walking. Well, I just recorded a few minutes of fun facts and had no audio. So I'm gonna try that again. I'm already out of breath, so we shall see how this goes. But earlier I said I am on the Wapak and BB Trail Loop. This loop is about a mile and a half long. You gain 416 feet in elevation, the highest point being 1,917 feet. The Wapak Trail system began in 1923 by two friends, Marion Davis and Frank Robbins. They were just two friends who enjoyed nature and the outdoors. I'm pausing to show you guys what I'm walking up right now as I speak. I know it's hard to tell, but there is an elevation and quite a bit of rocks. But anyways, Marion Davis and Frank Robbins ended up falling in love while building this trail and later got married. And the Wow Pack Trail system is about 26 miles long. It starts in Ashburnham, Massachusetts, at the base of the Wattatack Mountain. It spans all the way to Greenfield, New Hampshire, at the base of North Pack Monadnock Mountain. How the Wow Pack name came about was they took the Wow from Wattatack Mountain and Pack from North Pack Monadnock Mountain and put them together. So you had Wow and Pack, Wow Pack Trail System. It's been maintained and reserved by a nonprofit since 1980. And the trails are on some privately owned land and some publicly owned land. But yeah, like I said, this mountain was a bustling ski area back in the day. So there are still some old ski runs. This is a popular hiking trail for families and beginners, which I am a beginner. Most of the trails around here are labeled as advanced, and it's still pretty early in the season, so I'm sure those would have quite a bit of snow. There's still some on the ground here, but manageable. We got some roots coming up. Looks like we got some coyote scat would be my guess. Lots of hair on that. Fun fact, growing up, my grandmother would take us on walks around her property, and she would walk at least a mile every day. So she would find cool things to show us while we were there for the weekend. And most of the time, that included dead animals. So there was a time where she found a dead coyote and removed its teeth and boiled the teeth so that any bacteria and whatever was gone, so that we could then keep the teeth. Another time, we plucked the quills off a porcupine, boiled those again to keep, and owl pellets is the other one. But anyways, yeah, that was just a fun fact about my meme. Unfortunately, she's no longer with us, but it's things like that that you remember forever. Whoa. Almost fell. I don't own hiking poles, by the way. Because like I said, I'm new to this. So gotta go slow and be extra careful on the ice here. Even though I am new to this, I still did bring as much as I could. I have new hiking boots off of Poshmark for $9. Can't beat that. And in my backpack, I have thermals in case I usually get cold. I have a rain jacket. I have hand warmers and toe warmers. I've got water, I've got napkins, wet wipes, because you never know. Camera equipment. But yeah, I packed as much as I owned that could help me out here. And I made sure to let somebody know where I was going and when to expect me home by and when to start being concerned. But we're making it up. Hiking up this hill here, and I just noticed there is what looks to be an old post for maybe a gate or something. There's a bucket of cement that it's in. Not sure exactly. I don't see anything else around here. Man-made other than that. But interesting. Looks like I'm making it to an outlook here. Let's see. Oh yeah. It's pretty windy here today. It's kind of windy always, however. I do have a fuzzy on the mic. I keep forgetting to use it. But hopefully that's keeping some of the wind out for you guys. No, I don't see any trail marker as to which way I'm supposed to go here. That way, we're up there. So I'm gonna have to pull out the map real quick and see which way to go. All right, it looks like we are heading further up. Not done yet, or done with the climb yet. Coming up on some more man-made infrastructure here. Possibly some old electrical there. Maybe a pulley was up in there. Not positive, but lots of concrete. Looks like there's some wire sticking out on the side there. Pretty cool. Right next to some beautiful rock. All right, it looks like I'm officially switching from the BB trail to the Wapak trail. And I heard that there are gravel access roads that they use. So I believe this is one of them, and where the transition from the BB trail to the Wapak trail begin. So I think we're going to be shortly on this gravel road. These are ankle busters right here. I already have terrible ankles, but definitely need boots, that's for sure. Yeah, so we've got Wapak Trail, Sharon Trailhead heading that way. You can see the marker on the tree there. And then we got Wapak Trail, Miller State Park, Temple Mountain Reservation parking lot. And that is where we're going. So we got 0.8 miles left. Still on this gravel road, but I think there might be another outlook coming up soon. Still on this gravel road, but beautiful spot. And we got a telephone wire heading up the hill. Again, just stunning. Can't wait till everything turns green. All right, right after those turkey vultures just circled me for a second, I told them, guys, I'm not dead yet. Please go elsewhere. But I found spray paint for an outlook. See, part over there, but it looks like it goes maybe through the woods here. Let's see. I don't think so, but I do see something over here, so we're gonna go check it out. Let's see, what do we got? Looks like an old metal can and some roofing, more tin, some metal, some more metal right there. Not sure if somebody dumped it off of the access road here or if this is leftovers from ski times, but I doubt it. I bet somebody just dumped it off the access road because people are so kind like that. But some pink netting over here. Anyways, let's see if we can actually find this outlook. Let's go this way. Yeah. This looks a little better. Oh yeah. There's a trail right to it. There's just not a rock for people to spray paint, so. Beautiful again. Nice white house in the middle of the mountain range here. How beautiful. All right, back on trail. Just walking along, and let's see. Looks like we got more scat again. Hare, but not as much hare. Possibly coyote. I'm not positive what it could have been. But the eyes are always scanning when you're outside. It's more to look at than you think. So it seems it's going to be this gravel access road the whole way back, which is a little bit of a bummer just because there's not as much of a view, and I don't know, you don't have to strategically place your foot with every step, so it's not as fun. But if I was hiking the 26 miles from Massachusetts to New Hampshire, a gravel access road might be a good break. But we're getting there. It's been pretty much just straight downhill. I did almost fall back there though. I was recording, but I just kind of chuckled and kept going. But we're coming up on more ice, so I'll record myself, but I'm not going to be looking at you guys. I'll be looking at the ground. But if you fall and it's not on camera, then the fall was not worth it, you know? But that one wasn't too hard to traverse. Oh, also, this WAPAC trail system traverses 7 different peaks throughout those 26 miles. More ice. So still being very careful. I do have a set of spikes at home. I have a few between me and my fiance. However, I have struggled finding spikes that will actually stay on my feet. I think I found a pair last year for ice fishing that was okay, but I couldn't find them this year for ice fishing and still can't find them for today. But we're almost through the snow here. Almost. There we go. Now we got some washout. One thing I love about the granite statement is how you just get these clusters of rocks. On camera, it's really nothing, but in person, it's just so pretty. Like how out of everywhere here, there's just a pile right there. You know? But, oh, I see the roof of a house popping up. Let's see what that is. Does not look like it's in use anymore. The roof is peeled open in a section there. Pretty crazy. Must have been some very strong wind to peel one panel like that, or a human did it. But looks like we're going to be going right by it. We'll see how much we can check out. See if there's any entrance in. Pretty cool. They got it locked up, so no one can get inside. But pretty cool. Now we're back on that gravel access road, still heading down. There's power line running to the pole still. Not connected to the building, but just stumbled upon this cluster of white birch trees. And I don't know about you guys, but personally, white birch is my favorite tree. It's just so pretty. It stands out amongst all the other trees out here. It almost feels like they shouldn't belong in New England. For some reason, they give Arctic vibes, like they should be blending in the snow. But man, do I love a good white birch. And right after the birch, we have a gate and a sign. Let's see. Looks like we're almost back. Yeah, so I am going to be going that way, but if we wanted to continue going, we could go to the Miller State Park or head back the way we came from and go to the Temple Mountain Summit. But that was just a trail sort of around the base of Temple Mountain. But almost back to the parking lot. It's opening up quite a bit here. Some more old man-made structures here. What's this? Looks like a well. Got an old well. It's pretty cool. And we made it back to the parking lot. Thank you guys for joining me on this beautiful day. I think I'm gonna go home and edit and post right away. But I hope you guys get to go out and explore the wilderness this year, or any year really. Have a good one. Like, subscribe, comment. Thanks.